Chapter 78. The Tidings. An-Naba. About what are they asking one another? Concerning the great event of resurrection and judgment, about which they differ. Some of them reject it, some are in doubt, and a few know the truth but are in obstinate denial. Nonetheless, you shall soon know the reality of resurrection, and you shall soon know the judgment again. Did we not make the earth a place of rest, and the mountains as pegs to stabilize the earth's movement? And did not we create you in pairs? And did not we make your sleep a means of rest, and the night as a covering for privacy? And did not we make the day as a time of seeking livelihood? And did not we make 7 mighty heavens above you, and the sun as a shining lamp? And did not we send down from the rain clouds pouring water, so that we may thereby bring forth grains, herbs, and condensed gardens? Surely the day of judgment was a day fixed in the knowledge of God from day one. It is the day when the trumpet shall be blown, and so you shall come forth in groups out of your graves. And the heavens shall be opened, and so it shall become like gates for the angels to descend to the final place of judgment. On that day the mountains shall be moved and shatter into dust and become a mirage, as if they were not there before. Surely the hell lies in wait as a destination for the rebels, in which they shall live for ages. They shall not taste in it any cool shadow nor refreshing drink, except boiling water and pus. This is a very befitting recompense for the unbelievers. Indeed, they were not expecting the reckoning, and openly and stubbornly rejected our verses. They didn't realize that we have recorded everything they did in a book, and so it will be announced. So taste the consequences of your deeds, for we shall not add for you anything but chastisement. Indeed, the righteous who fear displeasing Allah shall have the ultimate achievement in the form of paradise, wherein they shall have gardens and vineyards, and curvy women of the same age, and a cup overflowing with a pure drink. Therein they shall not hear any vain word or lie. This will be a reward from your Lord, a gift based on the just reckoning. Of course your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and whatever is between them, He is the beneficent God. Whatever He does is based on absolute power and mercy. They do not have the right to question Him about His judgment. His power and majesty are overwhelming even on the day of judgment, when the Spirit, the Archangel, and the angels shall stand in ranks. They shall not speak or try to influence His decision except He whom the beneficent God permits, and who says the right thing. That day of judgment is a sure day, so whosoever wishes, he may take refuge with his Lord. Surely we have warned you of a chastisement near at hand, the day when man shall see what his 2 hands have sent before, and the unbeliever shall say, "Oh, wish that I had been dust." Chapter 79. Those who drag forth. An-Nas. I swear by those angels who pluck out wicked souls vehemently, and by those angels who draw out blessed souls gently, and by those angels who swim in space smoothly, and then by those angels who are efficient in following commands, and by those angels who regulate the affair. I swear by these angels, that day of resurrection will happen. The day of resurrect will be the day on which the quaking earth shall shiver, and then the second earthquake will follow it. On that day, people's hearts shall be throbbing, and their eyes shall be cast down with humility. They, the unbelievers, say, Shall we indeed be restored to our first state? What, when we are rotten bones? Then, sarcastically, they say, that then would be a losing return. But they don't realize that it shall be only a single cry, and, behold, they shall be wakeful. Has not there come to you the story of Musa? When his Lord called upon him in the holy valley, Tuwa. Go to Frowned, he surely has rebelled. Then say to him, do you have the desire to purify yourself? If so, then I shall guide you to your Lord, so that you may fear displeasing him. So Musa went to Frowned, and showed him the great sign of his truth, the staff which could turn into a serpent. But Frowned rejected the message of Musa and disobeyed. Then he turned against Musa and tried his best to promote his image. He gathered the people and made the announcement. He said, I am your supreme Lord. So Allah seized him with the punishment of the hereafter and this life. Most surely, there is in this a lesson to him who fears. What? Are you harder to create, or the heaven which he has made? He raised high its roof, and then he perfected it. He made dark its night, and brought forth its light. And as for the earth, after that, he expanded it. He brought forth from it its water and its pastures, and the mountains. He made them firm, a provision for you and your cattle. But when the great predominating calamity comes, the day on which man shall recollect what he strove after, and the hell shall be made manifest to him who sees. As for him who is inordinate, and prefers the life of this world, then surely the hell is the abode for him. As for him who fears the status of his Lord and forbids the soul from low desires, then surely the garden that is the abode for him. They ask you about the hour when it will come. Since when are you to know of it? It is sufficient to know that to your Lord is its goal. You, O Muhammad, are only a warner to him who would fear it. It is not your responsibility to let them know of the time of resurrection. On the day that they see it, it will be as though they had not tarried but the latter part of a day, or the early of it. Chapter 80. He frowned. Abasa. He frowned and turned away. When a poor blind man came to him to seek guidance from the Prophet. And what do you know? Maybe by listening to the Prophet's words, he may be able to purify himself. Or he may remember his pure nature so that the reminders would profit him. But when the affluent one comes to you, you attend to him. And it does not concern you if he does not purify himself. Yet for a person who earnestly strives to seek guidance, and he fears displeasing God, then you turn away from him? Indeed, these verses are a reminder. So whoever wills can remember his pure nature. These are verses in honored scriptures, which are exalted and purified in the hands of the agents, who are noble and pious. Damned be the human being! How disbeliever and ungrateful he is! Does not he reflect from what substance God has created him? From a sperm drop did he create him, and then fashioned him accordingly. How can he disbelieve in the Lord who created him with such a humble beginning? Then, after creation, he made the way of distinguishing the good from the evil easy for him. Then he will cause him to die, and then bury him. And then, if he pleases, he will raise him on the day of judgment. With all this, creation, guidance, death, resurrection, the expectation is that human being will be grateful and do what he is supposed to do. But no, he has indeed not done what he had commanded him to do. So let the man consider his food and how we have provided for him. We verily pour down the rain abundantly. Then we split the earth in fragments. And then we make the grains to grow therein. And also vines, vegetables, olives, date palms, dense gardens, fruits and pastures, a provision for you and your cattle. So when the trumpet shall be blown, on the day of resurrection, when a man shall evade from his brother, his mother, his father, his wife, and his sons, why would he do so while he always relied on them in this world? Because on that day every person from them will be preoccupied with their own issues. 1. Many faces on that day shall be bright, laughing and joyful. And many faces on that day shall have dust upon them. Gloom shall overcome them. Those are the unbelievers and the sinful ones. Chapter 81. The Overthrowing. At-Takwir. When the sun shall be wound up and lose its light, when the stars shall swoon down and lose their luster, when the mountains shall be moved by the massive earthquake and shatter into dust, when the pregnant camels, as a symbol of wealth, shall be neglected, when the wild animals shall be mustered, when the sea shall be set on fire, when souls shall be coupled, the good with the good and the evil with the evil, when the female infant buried alive shall be asked, for what sin was she killed? When the scrolls of deeds shall be unrolled, when the heaven shall be pulled off, when the hell shall be set ablaze, when the paradise shall be brought closer, then every soul shall know whatever good or evil deeds it had prepared for itself. So I swear by the stars that float in their orbits and rise in their constellations, by the night when it grows dark, by the morning dawns with its brightness. Most surely this Quran is the word of a noble messenger, Jibreel, who possesses power, has an honorable place with the Lord of the throne, is obeyed by the angels who are under his command, and he is also trustworthy in conveying God's message to the Prophet. Your companion, Muhammad, is not a lunatic. He indeed receives God's message through Jibreel. And he truly saw him, Jibreel, on the clear horizon. Nor is he niggardly concerning the unseen, i.e., the revelation of the Quran. Nor is it the word of the accursed Satan. So where are you going in the matter of the Quran? It is nothing but a reminder for all people. So whosoever among you pleases to go straight may be guided aright. Of course, you do not will, except that what Allah, the Lord of the universe, wills by his creative command. Chapter 82. The Cleaving. Al-Infitar. When the heaven is split open, when the stars are scattered upon losing their orbital pull, when the seas overflow, and when the graves are turned inside out, then each soul shall know the deeds it had sent forth and their consequences that will follow. O human being, what has deceived you about your generous Lord, who created you, then perfectly shaped you, and then made you balanced into the form he pleased to compose you? After these signs of his power and wisdom within yourselves, yet you reject the judgment and the afterlife. and most surely there are watchers over you. The honorable writers, in the form of angels who record your deeds, and who know what you do and why you do it. Most surely the pious shall be in eternal bliss, and the sinners shall be in the burning fire. They shall reach it on the day of judgment, and then they shall never be absent from it. What shall make you realize what the day of judgment is? And what shall make you understand what is the day of judgment? You should know that it is the day on which no person shall possess any power to help another person, and the only command effective on that day shall be Allah's. Chapter 83. The Defrauding. Al-Mutaffifin. Woe to the defrauders, who, when they take the measure of their purchase against the people, then they measure it fully, but when they measure out their goods to others or balance them, then they measure it deficiently. What? Do not these people know that they shall be raised up again for a mighty day? The day on which the people shall stand before the Lord of the universe for judgment of their deeds? Of course, most surely, the record of the sinners will be in Sijin. And what shall make you realize what is the Sijin? You should know that Sijin is a master book inscribed with all the evil deeds. Woe on that day to the deniers who deny the day of judgment. And none denies it except all who transgress the limits and sin a lot. When our verses are recited to such a person, he says, "These are nothing but stories of the ancient times." Not at all, these are not stories. Rather, the sins they earned have rusted upon their hearts and prevented them from seeing the light. Not at all, these are not stories, and because of their disbelief, they shall indeed be veiled on that day from their Lord. And then they shall surely reach the burning fire. And then it shall be said to them, "This is what you denied." Of course, most surely, the record of the righteous will be an Iliyin. And what shall make you realize what is the Iliyin? You should know that Iliyin is a master book inscribed with all the good deeds. Those who have been drawn near to Allah shall witness it. Surely the pious shall be in abundant, indescribable bliss, reclining on couches, gazing at the scenes of paradise. You will discern in their faces the freshness of bliss, while they are being served from the pure drink that was sealed for its freshness with its seal made of musk. And for such bliss, the aspiring people should aspire. And it will be blended with the water of Tasneem, a fountain in paradise, at which the ones who have been drawn near to Allah drink. Indeed, the guilty disbelievers used to laugh at those who had believed, and when they passed by them, they used to wink at one another. And when they returned to their people, they returned amused. Not only this, they were so arrogant that when they saw them, the believers, they said, "Surely these people are astray." But they were not sent to watch over them. So today, on the day of judgment, those who believe shall laugh at the disbelievers. They shall be reclining on the couches, looking to see whether the disbelievers have been requited for what they were doing. Chapter 84. The Splitting Open. Al-Inshiqaq. When the heaven shall split open and obey its Lord, and it is naturally disposed to obey its Lord. And when the earth shall be stretched out, and in the process cast forth what is within it, and empty it fully, and obey its Lord, and it is naturally disposed to obey its Lord, then the humans will be brought back to life to face the divine judgment. O human being, whether you like it or not, you indeed are striving unto your Lord, an active striving until you shall meet him on the day of judgment. Then as for him who is given his scroll of deeds in his right hand, he shall be reckoned with an easy reckoning, and he shall return to his family in the paradise joyfully. But as for him who is given his scroll of deeds behind his back, he shall burst in loud laments, and he shall reach the burning fire. He was indeed joyful among his family in this world, and, therefore, thought that he would never return to his Lord for judgment. He did not realize that his Lord surely had him in sight at all times. No, I swear by the evening twilight, and by the night, and by whatever it envelops in its darkness, and by the moon when its light is at the full. Verily, you shall move in your journey of existence from one stage to another, from a worldly life to death, then from life in barzakh to resurrection, and then final judgment to the eternal life in paradise or hell. So what is the matter with them, that they do not believe in God's message? And when the Quran is recited to them, they do not bow down? Indeed, those who disbelieve reject the truth. And Allah fully knows what they conceal as the motive for their rejection. It is not ignorance, but rather their prejudice and strong ties to their ancestral way of life. So give them the good news of a painful chastisement. However, those who believe and do good deeds, they shall have a perpetual reward. Chapter 85. The Mansions of the Stars. Al-Buruj. I swear by the constellation of the stars, and by the promised day of judgment, and by the bearer of witness, i.e. the prophet, and the witnessed, i.e. the people. The people of the pit, which had a fire that was kept burning, were killed and cursed. These people not only threw the believers in the burning pit, they actually sat by it, and were spectators of what they were doing to the believers. They were vengeful on the believers only because they believed in Allah, the Mighty, the Praised, to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is witness over everything, and He shall compensate the people according to their deeds. And so those who persecute the believing men and the believing women, and then do not regret and repent, they shall have the chastisement of hell, and, be assured, they shall have the chastisement of burning fire. As for those who believe and do good deeds, they shall have gardens beneath which rivers flow. That is indeed a great achievement. Surely your Lord's grip is firm. None can escape His hold since. He indeed is the one who originates and reproduces, so resurrection should not be difficult for Him. And, of course, He also is the forgiving, the loving. The Lord of the throne, the glorious, He performs whatever He desires. Has not the story of the hosts reached you? The stories of the armies of Frowned and Thamud? Nonetheless, those who disbelieve are in denial of the truth. Do not they realize that Allah is all-encompassing over them from behind them? They still deny God's revelation, while it is indeed the glorious Quran. In the Guarded Tablet. Chapter 86. The Morning Star. At-Tariq. I swear by the heaven and the nighttime visitor. And what will make you know what the nighttime visitor is? It is the star with a piercing brightness, such as Saturn. There is not a single soul, but that there is a watcher over it in the form of an angel, who records all the deeds of a person that will be presented to him on the day of judgment. No one should be surprised by God's power to resurrect human beings. So let the human being reflect on what he has been created from. He has been created from a gushing liquid, i.e., sperm, which comes from the area between the loins and the ribs of a man. God, who can create a human being from a simple sperm drop, most surely, He is capable of bringing him back to life. On the day of judgment, when the secrets will be exposed, on that day, he, the human being, shall have neither power nor helper to deter the judgment. I swear by the clouds, with its ability to send back the rain, and by the earth, with its ability to split up and bring forth vegetation for humans. Most surely the Quran and its message of resurrection is a decisive word, and it is not a joke. Surely the unbelievers of Mecca are devising a plan. But I'm also devising a plan. So, O Muhammad, grant the unbelievers a respite and deal with them gently for a while. Chapter 87. The Most High. Al-A'la. Glorify the name of your Lord the Most High, who creates and perfectly shapes all creation, and who sets goals for them and guides them by their instincts and revelations, and who brings forth pasturage, then makes it dry and dark. We shall make you recite it in such a way that you will not forget anything, except what Allah pleases. The exception is to prove the absolute ownership and control of Allah on the Quran. It does not imply that the Prophet ﷺ will forget some verses. This assurance is being given to you because He surely knows what is manifest and what is hidden, including your worry that you might forget some verses of the Quran. And so, Muhammad, don't be concerned. We shall facilitate your work for you with total ease. Therefore, do your duty and remind the people if reminding benefits them. Of course, he who fears displeasing God shall remember the message and follow, but the most unfortunate one shall turn away from it. The one who shall enter the great fire, then therein he shall neither die nor live. Successful is he who purifies his soul and remembers the name of his Lord and prays. Nay, you prefer the life of this world, while the hereafter is better and more lasting. Most surely, this message is in the earlier scriptures, the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa. Chapter 88. The Overwhelming. Al-Ghashiyah. O Muhammad, did not the story of the enveloping event come to you? On that day some faces shall be sad, downcast, worn out and tired. They shall reach the burning fire and be served with a drink from a boiling fountain. And they shall have no food except thorns, which will neither energize them nor satisfy their hunger. On that day other faces shall be happy and well pleased with their hard work, in a lofty garden, in which they shall not hear vain talk. Therein is a flowing fountain, and in it are raised couches, and cups well arranged, and also cushions in a proper row, and outspread carpets. Do not they ponder on the camel, how it was created? And on the heaven, how it was raised? And on the mountains, how are they firmly fixed? And on the earth, how is it expanded? Therefore, O Muhammad, do remind the people of God's message, for you are only a reminder. You are not a watcher over them. God will deal with them in the hereafter, so whoever turns away and disbelieves, Allah will chastise him with the greatest chastisement. Surely to us is their return. Then surely upon us is the taking of their account. Chapter 89. The Dawn. Al-Fajr. O Muhammad the First, swear by the dawn of the first Dhul-Hijjah and the 10 nights following it, and by the even and the odd days of Tawriyah and Arafah, and by the night when it moves on, God will reward the good doers and punish the evildoers. Truly in that is an oath for those who possess intelligence. Have not you considered how your Lord dealt with Ad, the people of prophethood, the dwellers of Iram, a city with lofty pillars, the like of which was never created in the land, and with Thamud, who hollowed the rocks in the valley to make houses, and with Frowned, the lord of pegs used for torturing people. These are those who rebelled against Allah in the land, and then created much corruption therein. So your Lord unleashed on them a scourge of punishment. Surely your Lord is ever on the watch. As for the human being, when his Lord tries him by honoring him and blessing him, he says, "My Lord has honored me." But when he tries him by straightening for him his provision, he says, "My Lord has disgraced me." He does not realize that blessing or straightening of provision are means of testing him in this world. It doesn't mean that God honors or disgraces him. No, not at all. It is not the Lord who disgraces you. Rather, you disgrace yourself, since you neither honor the orphan, nor do you encourage one another to feed the poor. You greedily devour the orphan's inheritance under your care, since you love wealth with ardent love. Nay, when the earth is entirely leveled upon the day of resurrection, and the command of your Lord comes, as well as the angels in ranks, and the hell is brought out on that day. On that day the human being shall remember the test and trial of this life, but it will be too late. What shall this remembering benefit him now? He shall say, "Oh, wish that I had forwarded for my life of the hereafter." On that day none shall chastise severely as he, the Lord, chastises, and none shall bind as he binds. O the peaceful soul, return unto your Lord while you are well pleased with him, and well pleasing to him, and enter among my servants, and enter my paradise. Chapter 90. The City, Al-Balad. Nay, I swear by this town, Mecca, and by you, O Muhammad, who reside in this town. And I swear by the father Ibrahim and the child that he begot Ismail. Certainly, we have created a human being to face hardship in this world. Does he think that none has power over him ever? He is indeed mistaken in this assumption. Even when he does a charitable deed, he thinks he is doing a favor to Allah. While giving charity, for example, he boastfully says, "I have wasted so much wealth." Well, does he think that no one sees him? Of course, Allah sees him and knows his intentions. Does not he know that we have provided him with the best of blessings? Have we not given him 2 eyes to observe and seek knowledge, and a tongue and 2 lips to express his thoughts and communicate? And did not we point out to him the 2 clear right and wrong paths? Alas, he, the ungrateful man, has not even attempted the uphill task of achieving true salvation. And you do not know what the uphill task is. 1. Freeing a slave. 2. Or feeding in a day of hunger an orphan who is closely related to you, or a poor person lying on the ground out of extreme hunger. Then he becomes of those who believe and counsel one another to exercise patience and counsel one another to express mercy. These are the people of the fortune. As for those who disbelieve in our verses, they are the people of the misfortune. On them shall be the fire in a closed pit. Chapter 91. The Sun, Ash-Shams. I swear by the sun and its morning rays, and by the moon when she follows it, and by the day when it reveals it, i.e., the earth, and by the night when it enshrouds it. I swear by the heaven and him who built it, and by the earth and him who spread it out. I swear by the soul and him who shaped it perfectly, and then inspired it with the innate ability to understand what is wrong and right for it. Indeed, successful is he who purifies it, and indeed, failure is he who corrupts it. The nation of Thamud rejected the message of Prophet Al-Ikhlas out of its insolence, which manifested when it sent its most wretched to violate the agreement with Salih. So the messenger of Allah Salih said to them, "Leave alone Allah's she-camel and let her drink." But they rejected him and hamstrung her, she-camel. Therefore their Lord crushed them for their sin and leveled them to the ground, and he does not fear its consequence. Chapter 92. The Night, Al-Layl. I swear by the night when it enshrouds the earth with its darkness, and by the day when it enlightens the earth, and by him who created the male and the female in the universe. Surely your struggle in this world is directed to a variety of ends. So he who gives in charity guards himself against displeasing God, and believes in the best reward promised by God. We will facilitate for him the easy end. And so he who is miserly considers himself free from need of even God, and rejects the best reward promised by God. We will facilitate for him the difficult end, and his wealth will not avail him when he perishes. Surely upon us rests the guidance, and to us belong the hereafter and this world. So I warn you of the fire that blazes. None shall enter it except the most wretched person who rejects God's promise and turns away from the truth. Of course, the most God-conscious shall be kept away from it. The one who gives his wealth in charity with purity, without expecting any reward from anyone, he does it only to seek the pleasure of his Lord the Most High. And he shall soon be well pleased with the reward of his Lord. Chapter 93. The Morning Hours, Ad-Duha. I swear by the morning sunlight, and by the night when it calms down. Your Lord has neither forsaken you, nor is he displeased with you. Surely the hereafter shall be better for you than present life, and soon your Lord shall give you the blessings, so that you will be well pleased. Did not he find you an orphan, and gave you shelter through Abdul-Muttalib and then Abu Talib? Did not he find you lost among the people, and so guided them to you? Did not he find you in need, and made you free from need through Khadijah? Therefore, as for the orphan, do not humiliate him. As for one who asks for spiritual or material help, do not rudely rebuke him. And as for the blessings of your Lord, do appreciate it by announcing it. Chapter 94. The Relief, Ash-Sharh. 1. Have we not expanded for you your chest to absorb the divine revelation? 2. And have we not taken off from you your burden of responsibility, which pressed heavily upon your back by facilitating the means of conveying the message and loyal supporters like Ali? 3. And have we not exalted for you your esteem? Allah has indeed exalted the name and status of Prophet Muhammad by joining him with his own name, in Shahada, the declaration of the faith, in Azan, the call for prayer, in Tashahhud of the ritual prayer, and in the verse of obedience. So, O Muhammad, do not lose hope in the face of the Meccans' rejection. Surely with difficulty comes ease, just as the light of dawn spurts after the darkness of night. Surely with difficulty comes ease. So, when you are free from one task, then start another. And in these deeds, make your Lord your exclusive object. Chapter 95. The Fig. At-Tin. I swear by the Mount of Fig Damascus, by the Mount of Olive Jerusalem, by the Mount of Sinai, where Musa received the Tawrat, and by this secure city of Mecca. I swear by the places where many prophets and scriptures were sent that we have indeed created man in the best of forms, fully capable of following the guidance. Of course, after receiving guidance, his eventual outcome depends on whether he follows it or not. Then we relegated him to the lowest of the low ranks of perdition. Except those who believe and do good deeds, for them shall be a perpetual reward. After this logical statement, who can disbelieve you about the judgment? Is not Allah the best of judges? Chapter 96. The Clot. Al-Alaq. Read these Quranic verses in the name of your Lord who created the universe. He specifically created the human being from a blood clot and gradually made him into a full person with the ability to understand and speak. Read these verses, and your Lord is indeed the most generous, who blesses without asking. His greatest blessing is the ability to acquire knowledge. He is the one who taught by the pen. He taught the human being what he did not know. Instead of being grateful and obedient, the human being indeed becomes rebellious, especially when he thinks of himself to be free from the need of God. Surely unto your Lord is the return. What do you think about a person like Abu Jahl, who forbids a servant of God like Muhammad when he prays? Is not he deserving of God's chastisement? What do you think about a person who is on the path of guidance or bids others to God consciousness? Why should he be forbidden from doing his good work? What do you think if he rejects the truth and turns away? Does not he know that Allah sees everything? Of course, if he does not stop rejecting the truth and hindering God's message, we shall seize him by the forelock. A lying and sinful forelock. Then let him call out his gang, and we shall call the guardians of hell. Do not ever obey him, but prostrate and get spiritually closer to Allah. Chapter 97. The Power. Al-Qadr. Verily, we have sent it, i.e., the whole Quran, down to you personally on the night of the decree. But how will you know what is the night of decree? The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. Why? Therein the angels and the Rutha, the greatest of the angels, descend to the earth by Allah's permission with all the decrees of the coming year and present them to his representative on the earth. Indeed, it is a peaceful night till the appearance of dawn. Chapter 98. The Clear Proof. Al-Bayyinah. Those who disbelieve from among the people of the Scripture, i.e. the Jews and the Christians, and the polytheists of Mecca, were not going to abandon their disbelief until there comes to them a clear evidence. A messenger from Allah who recites purified pages of the Quran, which has valuable writings. This is what they used to claim before Islam. But then, the people of the Scripture and the polytheists did not differ until after a clear evidence, i.e., Prophet Muhammad, came to them. And they were not commanded anything but that they should sincerely worship Allah with total devotion to Him in the faith and that they should establish prayers and pay the wealth tax. That is indeed the straight religion. Verily those who disbelieve from among the people of the Scripture and the polytheists shall be in the fire of hell, abiding therein. They are indeed the worst of creatures. However, those who believe and do good deeds, they are indeed the best of creatures. Their reward with their Lord shall be the gardens of perpetuity, beneath which rivers flow. They shall abide therein, in a state in which Allah shall be well pleased with them, and they shall be well pleased with him. This is for one who fears his Lord. Chapter 99. The Earthquake. Az-Zalzalah. When the earth is shaken with a mighty and global quake, and when the earth spits out its burdens, and the human being, out of fear and awe, will say, "What is the matter with it?" On that day, it, i.e., the earth, will relate its information about the good and evil deeds of humans done on it. The earth will do this, for your Lord inspired her to talk. On that day of resurrection, the people will be brought forth in groups, so that their deeds can be shown to them. So whosoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whosoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. Chapter 100. The Courser. Al-Adiyat. I swear by the snorting stallions, by those who strike sparks by their hoofs, and by those who raid at dawn time, thereby raise a trail of dust, and then penetrate right in the middle of the enemy forces. I swear by the horses of A-list cavalry, that verily the human being is indeed ungrateful to his Lord, while he certainly is witness to that ungratefulness. He behaves as such because he is deeply engrossed in the love of wealth. Does not the human being realize that when the bodies that are in the graves will be raised, and the secrets that are in the hearts will be obtained, then on that day their Lord will surely be well aware of what they had done and deal with them accordingly? Chapter 101. The Calamity. Al-Qari'ah. The shattering calamity Al-Qari'ah. What is the shattering calamity? And you do not know what the shattering calamity is? The shattering calamity is the day when the people will be like scattered moths wandering around aimlessly, and the mountains will be like carded wool as a result of the earthquake of the doomsday. So whomsoever's scales of good deeds will be heavy, then he shall have a pleasant life. But whomsoever's scales of good deeds will be light, then he shall plunge face down into a deep hole. And you do not know what it is? It is a blazing fire. Chapter 102. The Rivalry and Worldly Increase. At-Takwir. The competition to accumulate wealth and worldly glory diverts you from the faith and its teachings of the hereafter, until you are made to visit the graves upon your death. Nonetheless, you shall soon know the reality upon your death. And indeed, you shall soon know again upon resurrection. Of course, if you had known certain knowledge about the faith, you surely would have seen the hellfire as the result of your diversion from reality. And again you shall see it with eyes of certainty on the day of judgment. Then you shall be questioned on that day about the bliss of guidance and faith. Chapter 103. The Declining Day. Al-Asr. I swear by the time. Surely the human being is indeed in loss, except those, 1, who believe in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad, 2, and do good deeds, 3, and counsel one another about the truth, 4, and more precisely, counsel one another for patience. Chapter 104. The Traducer. Al-Humazah. Woe to every slanderer and backbiter who damages the reputations of others, and he justifies his actions because he has accumulated the wealth and counts it, thinking that his wealth would make him eternal. No, not at all. His wealth can't buy him eternal life. Rather, after his death, he will be resurrected for the day of judgment, and then he will surely be thrown into the Al-Tama. And how will you know what is the Lotama? It is the blazing fire of the wrath of Allah, which will engulf the hearts inside out and break the person totally. It shall encompass them completely in outstretched columns of flames. Chapter 105. The Elephant. Al-Fal. Have you not considered how your Lord affected the people of the elephant? They were led by Abraha Ashram, the Christian ruler of Yemen. He rode an elephant, a new animal for the Arabs. Hence they are known as the people of the elephant. They aimed to destroy the Kaaba. Did not he put their plot into disarray? And he sent upon them birds in flocks, hurling against them stones of baked clay, thus made them like devoured straws. This event happened in 570 CE, and the Arabs named that year Asamul Fil, the year of the elephant. It was the same year in which the Prophet Muhammad was born. Chapter 106. Quraysh. As gratitude for the harmony and unity of Quraysh, especially for their harmony in the annual journey of the winter to Yemen and of the summer to Syria, they should worship the Lord of this house, who feeds them against hunger and protects them against fear. Chapter 107. The Small Kindnesses. Al-Ma'un. O Muhammad, have you seen one who rejects the concept of recompense in the hereafter? That person holds the following character. 1. The one who harshly pushes away the orphan. 2. And does not urge others to feed the poor. 3. So woe to those who pray, but they are heedless of the spirit of their ritual prayer by doing it hastily or late, or when they do it, they do to show off. 4. And they deny the simple charity of lending basic household items to their neighbors. Chapter 108. The Abundance. Al-Qadr. Surely we have given you descendants in abundance. So pray to your Lord and raise your hands in prayer. Surely he who hates you, i.e., has been whale, is the one without a posterity. Chapter 109. The Disbelievers. Al-Kafirun. Say, O Muhammad, O you the unbelievers, I will never worship the idols that you worship, nor will you ever worship the God that I worship. I am not going to worship what you worship, nor will you ever worship what I worship. You shall have your religion, and I shall have my religion. Chapter 110. The Divine Support. An-Nasr. When Allah's help and victory come, and you see the people entering into Allah's religion in groups, then sing the praise of your Lord, and ask His forgiveness, for He verily is oft returning. Chapter 111. The Palm Fiber. Al-Masad. May the hands of Abu Lahab perish, may he perish. Neither his wealth, nor what he has earned, will help him to avert God's chastisement. He shall soon roast in a blazing flame in the hellfire. And his wife, the firewood carrier, may also perish with her husband. Upon her neck shall be a rope of palm fiber. Chapter 1:1-2. The Sincerity. Al-Ikhlas. Say, O Muhammad, He, Allah, is one in the absolute sense of unity. Allah is the everlasting refuge on whom everything depends. Neither has He given birth, nor has he been born, and none is equal to him. Chapter 113. The Daybreak, Al-Falaq. Say, O Muhammad, I seek refuge in the Lord of the Dawn. 1. From the accidental evil of whatever he has created. 2. And from the evil which emerges in the darkness of the night when it comes. 3. And from the evil of those who blow on the knots in sorcery. 4. And from the evil of an envious person when he envies. Chapter 114. The Mankind, An-Nas. Say, O Muhammad, I seek refuge in the Lord and Nourisher of the people, the King and Master of the people, the God of the people, from the evil of the whispering, slinking one, who whispers into the hearts and minds of the people, and who comes from among the jinn and the people,